Hey there and good morning. It is Wednesday, November 6th. A lot of you guys are waking up, probably clicking, checking on election results. If you're waking up right now, it's the right time because overnight we were waiting for those numbers to come in, waiting. It took about 12 hours after the polls closed to actually get some of those results. So the biggest one that folks in the Houston area are probably concerned about is the mayoral race. It's going to a runoff. Set your calendar. December 14th is when Sylvester Turner and Tony Buzbee will go head to head. Look at Brandon with the cool little animation there. So these aren't the updated numbers, but the percentages are about the same. So right now, with 867 of 976 precincts reporting, Turner has 46% of the vote. Buzbee has 28% of the vote. For this to not go to a runoff, Turner or any other candidate would have had to have received 50% plus one vote. That didn't happen. So just like we did in 2015, we're going to a runoff, although in that case, it was Sylvester Turner and Bill King. So a little different matchup this go round. We have crews headed out to talk to Buzbee, to talk to Turner, get their reaction to going head to head in December. At least based on the statement that we saw from Turner already this morning, he seems excited about this prospect. So we'll keep you updated on that when we have the update at 2:15. I'm sure you'll hear from a couple of those candidates, certainly later this afternoon on the newscasts. You will. A lot of other issues, too many to cover on here. You can find those on khou.com/politics, covering, the constitutional amendments that we voted on yesterday. Lots of other, the Metro Rail, or the Metro bond for Metro Rail, sorry. It's been quite the morning. That's all on khou.com. So I want to direct you over there so you can kind of find the results that you're interested in. The other story that we got to talk about this morning is this ambush of an American family in Mexico. It's kind of complicated. They live just across the border in Mexico in this religious community, and one person has been arrested linked to this ambush that killed 9 members of a family. We're talking 3 women, 6 kids. Just absolutely horrific. And there are a lot of questions about, okay, well, what is this family doing? How does this all work? These are breakaway Mormon communities that have kind of settled in this area of Mexico over the past 100 years, and they're big families with big farms. A lot of them have dual citizenship. So there's a whole write-up on khou.com. We've linked the article that kind of explains how these communities work. A lot of the men are working in the U.S. The women are living in Mexico and raising the families there. That's where that dual citizenship comes in. Just looking for a quiet community to raise their families. The investigation so far suggests that a drug cartel gunman confused this convoy of families heading to a wedding for an opposing gang and opened fire and killed those 9 family members. The FBI is investigating. Definitely a developing story. So you can read more on that on khou.com. This is a really interesting story too out of Montgomery County, where the DA, arrested 4 doctors, Houston area doctors, and charged them related to 8 drug overdoses. This all has to do with the opioid epidemic, right? So the DA's office says it got a grant from the DOJ back in 2018, and it was able to pursue doctors who were basically prescribing controlled substances to patients without a valid medical purpose, like doctors who may have known that this was an addict or running a pill mill, that kind of deal. So you can read up on each of those doctors because we have a write-up on each one, the charges. I do want to mention, though, if you have suspicions about a physician, or if you're familiar with any of these doctors who are charged, contact the Montgomery County DA's office because they are continuing to investigate, and it sounds like the goal is for there to be more to this investigation. Okay, sorry, I know I'm jumping all over the place. It's been a wild morning, and if you guys are joining us for the first time, none of this is scripted. I'm just gonna run down the stories as we know them to have a conversation with you, so go ahead and leave your comments and questions. Sorry, I'm backing into that way late. I normally mention that right off the top. One of our sister stations in Portland, Oregon, did some testing of vaping products. This has been a huge topic of concern for a lot of folks. You know, vaping initially was supposed to be safer than smoking cigarettes, and now we've had all this, these severe lung illnesses diagnosed all over the country. Part of the blame is being put on what might be in that vaping liquid. So they bought KGW bought 6 different kinds of fluid and took it to a testing facility called LightScale that looked at everything. One of the things you have to keep an eye out for is vitamin E, which is safe to eat, but it's toxic if you breathe it. You're not supposed to breathe it. It should definitely not be in vaping liquid. And the other thing they found in one of the cartridges was lead. And there's no federal standard for how much lead is supposed to be, or how much lead can be in vaping fluid, which is kind of nuts to me. It seems like that'd be something you don't want to breathe in. But California has set limits. And the sample that KGW tested was 800 times over California's limit for lead. So you could see how that might cause some problems. Now, the CDC, the FDA, they've both been kind of tracking these lung illnesses and how they're related to vaping, and there's no definitive answer quite yet, but it's definitely something to be cognizant of. We had a lot of hard news stories that you guys are clicking and commenting on, sharing, reading on KHOU.com and on Facebook, but I wanted to end with something at least a little more lighthearted, and that is that, as I say the headline, it's probably not going to sound that lighthearted. Binge watching TV is killing you, basically, because you're giving up sleep, and when you give up sleep, you are not being kind to your body. It's something I am absolutely guilty of. Brandon, do you do it?
All the time.
All the time. So I wanted to know what the latest show that you binged and skipped sleep for was. I mentioned on air this morning, and I think on Twitter as well. Mine is the show Marianne. I had surgery on Thursday, and so I was laid up in bed all weekend, and I really wanted to watch a horror movie. I just wanted to be scared. So I solicited suggestions on Facebook, and someone suggested Marianne. I thought it was just going to be a movie, but it's a TV show on Netflix, or it's a series on Netflix. It's French, and it's dubbed, which kind of ruins the effect. I wish it had subtitles, but it is so scary, so scary. So I lost sleep in 2 ways. I lost sleep by foregoing sleep to continue watching. And then also, I didn't really sleep well all night because I was having wild nightmares. So maybe don't watch Marianne, or if you're going to, budget in some back time for like the Great British Baking Show to offset that. That way you can lull yourself to sleep and it'll be a little more gentle. Your forecast today, kind of like we had yesterday, high around 80, slight chance of showers, but keep an eye on Cheetah's forecast because she says tomorrow morning we have a cold front rolling through. It's going to get messy. So just be prepared. You might want to wake up a little early tomorrow because your commute in will probably be sloppy. And I'm so sorry. All right, Brandon, let's do comments and questions. And again, I'm sorry I was all over the place this morning.
There's not much today. We do have a lot of people giving us their pitch for who they're voting for, who they did vote for. So we've got a lot of Turners, a lot of Buzbees. Everybody's, giving their take here. But on the lighter note, we do have a bunch of people letting us know what they binge instead of sleeping. So.
Oh, okay. Now I want to hear it because maybe I'll have some new ideas because I finished Marianne last night.
See, now all we're doing is helping you sleep less, which now I feel bad about. But let's see.
I'm an adult. I'm a grown up. I make my own choices, Brandon.
All right. Jennifer's saying Outlanders on Netflix, which is in my queue. So there's another couple months
I
I won't
almost
sleep.
clicked on that. I was reading the synopsis of it.
Yep. Jack Reacher, Rachel saying Jack Reacher. Yeah, mine personally right now, I'm rewatching How I Met Your Mother for like the 5th time because my girlfriend hasn't seen it all the way through yet.
I've never watched it.
You know.
You watched it 5 times all the way through?
I mean, I really like binge watching TV. I am holding out for the end of the Great British Bake Off. So once we're done with How I Met Your Mother, I will binge watch this new season.
This season?
Yeah.
I don't like how they did that this time.
Yeah, I'm
when
not a
Netflix
fan.
is rolling out the Great British Baking Show weekly.
Yeah.
No, don't like that. Oh my gosh. BoJack Horseman is the other one. I binged the first half of the last season. Now we gotta wait till 2020 for the next. It's like a love-hate relationship I have with TV shows now. I don't like to watch week to week when there's like a huge cliffhanger. That's what killed me. I really got into binging stuff when I first moved here and was unemployed because I could. And then I got hooked. I binged the first like 4 episodes of How to Get Away with Murder and like caught up to real TV, and then having to wait till the next week to find out. I was like, no, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, it's painful.
So when that series is over, maybe I'll watch it again. But I've been ruined. Do you feel like you've been ruined for like regular week-to-week TV shows? I don't know. But then you binge them all, and then you go through withdrawals. Like I watched BoJack Horseman, or what was the other one with Natasha Lyonne?
Oh, yes, Russian Doll.
Russian Doll.
Yeah.
Was so good, and I got to the last episode, I was like, no, oh, and now it's over.
Actually downloaded all those episodes for a plane trip to LA a couple months ago, and was so hooked by the time the trip was over that I spent the first 3 hours of our vacation like sitting in our hotel room watching Russian Doll on my phone. I was like, we can go walk around later.
It's opened up a whole new world, and then keep in mind that in less than a week now, Disney Plus rolls out. So then we have even more content and more choices, and it's gonna be what's sleep? I don't know what's sleep.
Apple TV too. I'm getting a lot of Apple TV commercials lately.
Yeah.
So there goes my paycheck and my sleep.
Yeah, you don't need either one.
Nah.
All right. And on that note, I'll push again to the update at 2:15. Hopefully we'll have reaction from Sylvester Turner and Tony Buzbee talking about the runoff on December 14th. Otherwise, remember to go to khou.com/politics. That is where we have all of the results that we've gotten so far, including those big statewide races. A lot of national stories here too, but that's too much to get into. So have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.